All right, guys, this is the time that I ran an ultra marathon with a real life princess. Guys, it's day 1,686 of Getting Sued by Impossible Foods. And today we're talking about the fifth race in 777, the Thailand North Face ultra marathon. All right, so I ran this race about 2 weeks after Antarctica. And in my mind, this was going to be my easy race. This was a 50K and I just ran a 100K in Antarctica. So this is half the distance. How hard could it be? I got to stop asking that question because the answer is always really hard. Turns out the first issue getting from Antarctica to Punta Arenas to Bangkok is all the different flights I had to take to get there. Pretty sure there's a tuk-tuk in there somewhere too. I've been to Bangkok before, but this was in the Khao Yai National Park, like 3 hours outside the city. So I had to grab a cab and just haul my butt all the way out there. We started this race super early in the morning, all the way dark. And the funny thing about this race was at the beginning of the race, one of the announcers was like, and remember, don't take any photos. That seemed kind of crazy to me, so I asked someone next to me, and they're like, no, you can take photos. But you just can't take photos of the princess. It turned out one of the princesses of Thailand was super popular and doing a bunch of different ultra marathons in Thailand. And so this was her thing, and she was just going to be out on the course like one of us. I was like, how are you going to know if she's a princess or not? And it turns out she's just running with a whole bunch of bodyguards. So it was pretty easy to spot. Also, imagine that being your job. You think you're just have to watch out for the princess, and all of a sudden you have to run an ultra marathon with her. Dang it. I have the full write-up on the site, but I always talk about this as like one of the hardest races I think I actually ever did. Not because it was a super far race, but because of the way it was set up, it was a ton of out and backs. And it was a lot of like up and down on like single track, really kind of sketchy trails. Also, it's Thailand, so it got crazy hot. And I could run in Antarctica, I could run in the North Pole. It doesn't bother me that much. Running in the heat just always puts me in the ground. And so all those things put together just made this one exceedingly tough, especially just like 2 weeks after Antarctica. Also, if you've ever done a race and you have to do an out and back, don't do it because you're just passing people all the time. So we had all these different spots where you had to go out and back and run over a timing mat. And the whole time I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I could just turn around right now and join these people. I don't have to go to the timing mat. There's also this surprise in it. Halfway through the race, I was like in my head feeling okay. And then someone's like, oh, there's just a little hill left. That's it. It was not that little. We ended up going up through a single track and it just absolutely kicked my butt. It was one of those ones like you couldn't really even run it. You're kind of like mountaineering through it, climbing through it. And it's basically single person. So if you're stuck behind someone slow, you're going slow. Anyway, somehow made it through that. Ended up coming down the single track on the downhill, which is almost just as tough. A lot of times I wanted to quit, but in my head, I'm like, I'm in Thailand. I just did Antarctica. I cannot quit now. So I didn't. As we came back through the finish line, ran back through kind of like the local area, ran by a bunch of kids just hanging out. They waved at us and cheered us on. That was kind of cool. And then, yeah, we finished it. And the beard in that point was pretty beardy. I didn't get photos of it, but a little while after I finished, the princess finished. And we all got like little water bottles at the finish line. And she got like a whole presentation with like multiple people and her whole squad. But that makes sense, you know, life is good when you're a princess. Anyways, we knocked this one out, and that was race number 5 of 7 of running an ultra marathon on every single continent. Next week, we're going to be talking about Rovaniemi, Finland. And that's the home place of Santa Claus. Guys, it's day 1,586 of Getting Sued by Impossible Foods, and we've done some hard stuff in Thailand and some other countries around the world. So if we can do that, then we are going to finish out this lawsuit. I'll see you tomorrow.